do some content. We're gonna do some Am I the content, you know, because you like that one. It seems to be Am I the and You Drink You Cringe are the two most popular segments on YouTube right now. If you guys have any suggestions of things that you'd like to see that are similar to those, or something that might not be similar but you think might be popular, shoot me a message. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for telling a guy what I do for work and letting him pay for my drinks during the whole evening? Edit tile. Am I the asshole for not telling a guy what I do for work and letting him pay for my drinks during the whole evening? Okay, for not telling him. Okay, so they have not told him what their work are and they allowed him to pay. Okay. My friend Grace invited me to board game bar to play and have drinks with her, her boyfriend and one of their friends, Nick. Okay. We went to get drinks in pairs, Grace going with her boyfriend. Meanwhile, Nick and I stayed at the table and vice versa. So Nick and I had plenty of time to just talk, the two of us. Nick started the night by telling us about his recent career change. He had decided to quit his previous job, go to a coding boot camp, and he got a job as a developer 1 or 2 months ago. He was very proud of himself and his new salary, and he told me this multiple times. He never asked me what I do for work, but talked about his new job quite a lot, occasionally saying, "Sorry, you don't understand that, haha," during the entire evening. I never told him I have been working as a software engineer for the past 4 years because he never asked, and honestly, I found it a bit entertaining. When it came to the drinks, he invited me to every single one. Don't worry about it, it's not a problem with my developer salary. I told him multiple times he didn't have to pay for me, but he insisted. Okay. At the end of the night, when we were saying our goodbyes, he took out his phone to send me a friend request on Facebook. My job is listed in my profile. So that's when he realized I'm a software engineer. He asked me if it's true that I'm a software engineer, and I answered yes. He asked me why I haven't told him, why I didn't let him believe that I was a cashier like Grace used to be. I never implied that. And why did I let him pay for everything when I probably earned more than him? I told him that he never once asked and that it was his fault that he assumed. He could have just simply asked me about my job, but he only wanted to brag about his. But if he wanted me to, I can pay him back for the drinks. He was angry and said I made a fool out of him. I think he did that, not me. But now Grace and her boyfriend are on his side too, saying it would have cost me nothing to tell him early in the evening, and I only kept it to myself for my own entertainment. Well, I did find it entertaining, but I don't really feel like I did anything wrong. Am I the asshole? 10,000% you are not the asshole. Listen, it might be a little bit of a dickish move to get, you know, entertainment out of this guy. He was kind of making a fool of himself, right? He was kind of making a fool of himself because he is bragging about something to somebody that, you know, is clearly higher in the same career field. But he didn't ask you about your career at all. He never once asked about you, and that's on him. You asked him what his job was, that's why you knew, and he wanted to brag about it the entire night. He insisted. You even said, when it came to drinks, he invited me to every single one, and he said, don't worry about it, it's not a problem. With my developer salary. I told him multiple times he didn't have to pay for me, but he insisted. Clearly it was a problem on your developer salary because you were upset when he found out that you made more than you. If you're offering to pay for somebody, it shouldn't be reliant on how much they make. You shouldn't be doing this and buying her drinks because you think you make more money than her. That's just strange. It's some kind of weird power imbalance. He's just embarrassed. Let him cry it out. Yep. Man's ego was shattered, and let him have his little moment. He's clearly, you know, a very prideful being and just a little salty baby that you make more than him and you're more successful than him. And he sat there all night bragging to you about a position that you already knew that you were higher than. At the end of the day, you were not the asshole. This man's has way too much pride and his ego is too big for his britches. So he can go cry it out and, you know, maybe can ask you to recommend him a position in the future. Am I the asshole for refusing to go to my sister's wedding after she didn't pick me to be her bridesmaid? My sister, 27-year-old female, is getting married in October. She and I, 25-year-old female, were very close. So close, she moved out of the state I was living. I don't get that. We were so close that she moved from the state I was in. Oh, out to the state I was living. Hey guys. I'm the asshole. I can't read. My sister, 27-year-old female, is getting married in October. She and I, 25-year-old female, were really close. So close, she moved out to the state I was living. Shortly after moving, my sister's first husband cheated and divorced her, leaving her and her 2 sons with nothing. That's really sad. My sister got a job that had her working nights and asked me to watch her sons from 2 p.m. to 12 a.m. with pay. I agreed. Well, as soon as I started watching her kids, she wasn't coming home until 2 or 3 a.m. and couldn't afford to pay me. I watched her kids for as long as I could without complaint because I love the boys and I wanted to be the only stable adult in their life, as their father became an alcoholic and their mother was never home or was bringing different men around to them every week. Eventually, after 11 months of this, she ended up moving an hour away for a job with better hours. Finally, my sister meets her now fiance last summer and they quickly got engaged. I was so happy for her. My sister's fiance will often ask me to watch her kids and his 2 kids for free. I love the kids and I enjoy spending time with them, so I do it for them. Now to the bridesmaid debacle. When my sister got engaged, I had asked her if she was going to have bridesmaids. She said no, and I was fine with that. Well, come to find out, she is going to have bridesmaids, and one of them is her fiance's sister, someone she has known for less than a year, and had planned to keep this a secret and only have me find out the day of her wedding. I was upset because she lied to me about it, and it is upsetting knowing that for 3 years I've been breaking my back to take care of her and her boys. What really upset me was her reason why she didn't pick me. Her reasons were, 1, because of my toxic relationship that ended 4 months ago. She didn't want the drama of it. And 2, the fiance's sister and him are so close and I wanted to incorporate her in our wedding to show appreciation. I find her first reason to be the most malicious, as me and my ex have not spoken since the breakup. To use that as an excuse is unforgivable in my opinion, as I supported her and never judged her doing the first marriage and divorce. I was clearly upset, and I got out of her car and walked 35 minutes to my car and drove an hour home. My sister then called me and yelled at me for making her kids upset by leaving. I calmly told her, you and your kids are no longer my problem, and I informed her that I will not be attending her wedding. She then responded by calling me a dramatic asshole and said that if I want to hold a grudge and not come to the wedding, then that's fine. It's only going to hurt the kids who love you. I once again said that her kids are not my responsibility. I told her I will not be going to her wedding, and that's fine. She ended the phone call by calling me an asshole and that she should have just let me find out the day of the wedding. I then blocked her. So am I the asshole? Edit. I want to add that I do not care about being a bridesmaid. I'm upset that she picked her sister-in-law in general. I lied and then lied about it. She didn't pick any of her other sisters, who she also lied to about it. She picked his sister because she has this weird thing about wanting to be her friend. She has always pandered to her partner's family because she wants them to accept her, and I'm upset that her exact words were, I would have picked you, but because of ex-boyfriend, I don't want you to be. Your sister seems like she's kind of a mess. She seems like she's kind of the mess. I know that I've seen people in chat saying everyone's the asshole, but I don't think so. Honestly, I feel like she thought that they were really close and she's really hurt. And I think that's justified. The fact that she was like, she planned on lying to her and let her find out the day of, she literally asked her, oh, are you gonna have bridesmaids? And she was like, no, I'm not gonna have any bridesmaids. Yeah, not at all. And she literally said, and I was fine with that. I was like, oh, okay. There's more to the story. Everyone's the asshole. Yeah, true. There probably is definitely more to the story. Especially because she never once mentioned her toxic relationship throughout this when she was watching her kids and stuff. So it's kind of like, where did that fit in? At the end of the day, she was fine with her not having bridesmaids, but it's the fact that her sister lied to her, said to her face, I'm not having any bridesmaids, and she wasn't going to tell her until she found out herself the day of the wedding, which is really rough, especially somebody that apparently has gone really out of their way for her. I feel like she is still upset about how long she had to watch the kids without pay, but I feel like she's grouping everything in together, which isn't really fair. But what the sister did is really unfair. For her to invite her fiance's sister and be like, oh, I really appreciate her, so I want her to be in it, and to tell your sister that, who feels very close to you, that would feel like a slap in the face. Oh, you know, this person that I've known for less than a year, I really appreciate her. She's really been really great. But you, not so much. The fact that the sister is quoting her being in a toxic relationship as one of the reasons she doesn't want to make her a bridesmaid makes me very, you know, I don't know what the relationship really was. But at the end of the day, if I'm basing it solely off of what we're seeing here, I'm going to say not the asshole. I think her sister was really toxic in lying to her and telling her that she's not gonna have bridesmaids, and to go behind her back and make her new fiance's sister one of the bridesmaids is completely fucked up. Ooh, update. Okay, if you guys haven't seen this one yet, I apologize. I can't remember if this is the last Am I the Asshole, the one before it. Update on the Am I the Asshole for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage. So let me give you a quick little recap. There was a woman that planned out and saved up for a trip, I believe it's to Europe, for herself and her husband, okay? She planned it out. She paid for it. This was like her dream vacation. And the mother of the husband kept asking to come. And she said, no, I don't want you to come. We're going on like a romantic vacation, just me and my husband. And the husband was arguing with her, just being like, just let her come, just let her come. And she said, no. So she said, okay, fine. Day of the trip, they show up to the airport. The husband was acting strange. They show up to the gate and the mother is sitting there with their luggage ready to go on the vacation. The husband secretly bought tickets for the mom to come with them. And when they got there, he was just like, just let her come. Like, what? So instead of going along with it, she said, fuck this, and just walked out of the airport. A couple hours later, the husband shows up, freaks out, was like, what the fuck? You're such an asshole. That was so petty. All of the family members are pissed off at her now. But the relationship between that mother and son was just so fucking gross and toxic. And I was like, leave him. Leave him. He's just so far gone. So, okay, let's see what the update is. Now that you guys are caught up, let's see this update, okay? Am I the asshole for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom staying there with her luggage? Hello! I don't know where to begin. It's been an absolute nightmare recently, and I feel like I was losing my sanity. So for more details about my situation, I have to admit that my husband's mom favors him over all his siblings. This affected his relationship with them and me as well. He's never seen an issue with how differently his mom treats him. It bothered me and made me uncomfortable. Going low contact has never been an option, like he has to see her or call her every single day. Most of his siblings don't talk to him, and I 100% believe it's because of his mom's favoritism, like I said. He does bear some blame for not seeing how wrong this is until this day. In many instances, I found myself making excuses for his behavior, even in my post. I did it spontaneously and I don't know why. But I guess it's because of how much I love him and because I really, really wanted to be able to work this type of thing out without letting them affect our marriage. Regarding what happened with the trip, he tried to have a talk with me, and most of what he said came from a place of blame towards me. I just couldn't continue with this argument. I told him I needed space and that I would be going to stay with my sister for a while. He didn't take it well. He literally got up from the couch and opened the door, telling me to go right then. In that moment, and seeing how he was still not even anywhere near understanding what he has done, just made things perfectly clear to me. I had just pictured years and years of my life being lived like that, and I was just like, no, I can't do it. I can't take it anymore, especially when he's forcing on being right every time. His mom can do no wrong. I'm always the aggressive, crazy, jealous, pathetic overreactor. Oh no. All these people's opinions, advice, and concern were like a spark, like the wake-up call I really needed. Though I wish that it didn't get this far, but what's done is done. Right now, I'm staying with my sister. I brought my dog with me as well. He sent me his last message telling me I'm the one choosing to end what we had together, but I believe it's the other way around. Especially with how he keeps making his mom the victim in this situation. Bro, stop. It's become clear now that we keep going in circles with no end in reach, and I'm just so exhausted and overwhelmed. I'm not mad at him, and I don't expect him to change, but at least I'm given option to decide what's best for me and my future, even if it's separation and divorce. A big thank you for those who reached out with resources that I feel very, very lucky to have come across. I just wanted to give you an update since many of you asked for it. Oh my god, girl, I'm so sorry you're going through this. This is so sad. When we first read this, I'm like, this can't be real. But the fact that there is such a cohesive update, I feel like this was 100% true and this was not a fake post. And it's really sad because, like she was saying, even in her post, she's like, oh, but you know, this and that, and just making excuses for him. But at the end of the day, he chose his mom over you. He chose the relationships that he wanted, not you. At the end of the day, if he's not going to choose you, then you deserve better and you need to move on. I know it sucks and I know it's going to be hard, but at the end of the day, you're going to be way happier being with someone that actually wants to be with you and not another woman, which in this case is his mother, which is really fucking weird and creepy. It could be why a lot of his siblings don't talk to him. I don't even know if it's the favoritism. It might be the weird, uncomfortable relationship they have. I wouldn't just call that favoritism over a different sibling. It's like a weird two-way freaky diggy shit. I don't know. Am I the asshole for not letting a pregnant woman cut in line? I'm a workaholic and a really methodical person due to traumatic experience, and to help with this, I usually make a very rigorous schedule outside of my classes that I do not let myself break. I have my day part in times to study, do homework, sleep, eat, shower, and rest, Rest is usually anything but work, even if it's silly or just a waste of time. This time I was craving something to drink, but I wanted to go outside, so I went to the new cafe a few blocks down the street and had a long line, like 12 people before I arrived. My rest time is usually 40 minutes, and I deducted that I would take at least 20 to 25 just being in the line. But it was okay because I was outside and was my rest time, so I just waited. Very scheduled. A little OCD uptight, but you know what? It is what it is. Well, 30 passed, and there were still 2 people in front of me. I started to get nervous and thought about just leaving and going somewhere faster like Starbucks. Luckily, the first person was attended really fast, so it was just one and then me. The woman with, don't know, 6 or 7 months pregnant asked if she can go first. I felt like a douche, but said no, I had my time counted, and if I let her go first, then it will take more time than I wanted to. She said she wouldn't take long, so I asked what was her order, and no kidding, she said she wasn't sure yet, but maybe 2 frappes. I said no, because then it will eat my time and I had to go back soon. She gave me a dirty eye, asked the guy behind me, and he said yes. To be honest, nobody looked at me bad except her. Maybe because I was heavily checking my watch every 2 minutes, everyone could have seen I was telling the truth. I ordered my drink and arrived just in time, but the woman is still in my mind. I feel weird because she was pregnant. You're not the asshole. You might have a little, you know, you might need to see somebody about your OCD. You have extreme time constraints on things. But if you're happy and it works for you, then it works for you. Just because you're pregnant, you shouldn't get a free pass to cut everybody in line. Wait your damn turn, or don't get the frappe. Or at least figure out what you're ordering. Don't cut somebody in line with no idea what you're getting and sit there and, should I get the, You don't even know. If you don't know yet, then hey, ask somebody else to go in front of them if you really want to be that guy. But just go to the back of the fucking line. Jesus Christ. If she's buying 2 frappes, why doesn't the other person line up? Exactly, who's the other one for? Why is she getting 2? She shouldn't be drinking frappes anyway. You're pregnant. You're pregnant. You shouldn't be drinking 2 of them. For the baby. One's for the baby, one's for her. The baby can stand in line then. Pregnant. Unless if you're really struggling, this is what I would suggest. If you are really struggling, the person that's behind you in line, say, hey, do you mind if I sit until it's my turn in line? Just because, you know, I'm pregnant, I can't stand for that long. Do you mind if I just sit and then come back when it's almost my turn? Yeah, sure. That's the non-asshole thing to do. You don't want to stand in line? Fine, sit. Make it known to the person behind you, hey, I'm still in line, I'm just sitting because I'm pregnant. Okay, fine, I can give you that pass. You know, you're carrying a lot. Yeah, being reasonable is asking way too much.